Most of Americans suffer from high blood pressure. Some of it is essential blood pressure, which means that there's no underlying root cause. And then we also have an underlying root cause, which would be just hypertension. What I recently found is that hawthorn berry works very, very well in lowering blood pressure naturally. It's from the rose family. We're gonna read this description together because I read about it in like clinical studies, but then I was just like, I don't want to like tell you guys the wrong thing. So we're gonna read about it. The hawthorn bush, also called the May tree, is a deciduous plant. It is a member of the rose family belonging to the genus Crataegus. Hawthorn can come in the form of thorny hawthorn bush or a hawthorn tree. So it's basically just a bush with a bunch of berries on it. Big deal. So what the hawthorn berry actually contains is it contains chemical compounds and nutrients such as flavonoids, quercetin, don't quote me if I'm saying that wrong, vitix something, whatever, rutin, pentacillic triterpenes. That kind of almost sounds like weed. Like, can we get some over here? Something acid. It contains two acids. I can't say these fucking words. Choline, acetylcholine, chlorogenic acid, caffeic acid, vitamin B1, B2, vitamin C, calcium, iron, and phosphorus. You know how fast I just got through that? That's because I actually know what those words are. But they do have really good benefits as far as like the leaves, the stem, and the actual berry itself. So the health benefits from hawthorn berry is for blood pressure, angina, high cholesterol. It can also help with atherosclerosis, which I'm pretty sure is in this article, which I'll actually leave a link to this article that I'm reading right now. And I'll also include like, what do you call it? What do they call it? Clinical studies that I have read previously before this video, like from a long time ago, of hawthorn berry effectively lowering blood pressure. And I find that this stuff is very, very beneficial for people who don't really, who have high blood pressure and just want to lower it naturally and want to get on something besides pharmaceuticals, because nobody wants to be on pills for the rest of their life. And also pills come with like major side effects and nobody wants side effects. So that is the main purpose of wanting to use things naturally. So for the blood pressure part, let's dive into that. Let me read this little scientific study. So in the British Journal of the General Practice, a scientific study published in the British Journal of General Practice had 79 type 2 diabetic patients either take 1,200 milligrams of hawthorn extract daily or placebo for a total of 12 weeks. Hypotensive drugs were also taken by 71% of the study participants. What did they find? The hawthorn group experienced greater reductions in diastolic blood pressure, but there was no differences in systolic blood pressure reduction. Hopefully more studies to back up hawthorn's usage in lowering blood pressure are coming soon. So obviously that's just like a little snippet of what hawthorn berry can do for you. Now, what I have found is that since I use hawthorn berry because I have essential hypertension, which means that it just come out of nowhere, and I'm pretty sure it's just something that runs in the family and we can't figure it out. We've done all the tests. As far as I'm talking about me and my doctor, we've done all the tests and there's nothing that can lower it naturally. I mean, nothing that can not lower it. Don't quote me on that, okay? But there's nothing that is giving it a root cause as to why I have hypertension. But I wanted to reduce my risk of getting a stroke and getting a heart attack because I'm like, I am 21. I'll be 22 on Monday, by the way. I am 21 and I I didn't never think I would have to deal with this kind of stuff in my life, and it's kind of like, why? But my doctor prescribed me some stupid prescription medication, and I was like, I am not taking that shit. And I was like, I'm gonna try and find something more natural. So I remembered I read an article about Hawthorn berry a few months ago, and back in June, which was last month, I picked up some Hawthorn berry. You find it at the vitamin shops. So what I like to use is the actual extract. So this is Hawthorn berry. This one is alcohol. This one has certified organic alcohol in it. Granted, I don't really like the fact that it has alcohol in it, but it does the job. And then I also take this. Now this is called Michael's Blood Pressure Factors. You can also find this at the vitamin shop as well. It's really good for, I've been taking these in combination. They're really good for lowering my blood pressure. Granted, this cannot say that it lowers blood pressure, just like this cannot say it lowers blood pressure. But there are studies behind it showing that it does lower it. But what the Michael's Blood Pressure Factors, what it has in it is a proprietary blend of different natural plants that help blood pressure. So it contains hawthorn berry, for one, apple pectin, which I don't know what the hell that is, garlic bulb powder. I'm pretty sure that's like the bulb of the garlic plant. Hops flower. I don't know what that is either. Valerian root. Now valerian root, I know exactly what that is. That helps actually calm your nervous system, so your nerves aren't always like firing rapidly. Something like that. Taurine, cayenne fruit, and celery seed. I've actually read where celery seed was really good for helping with blood pressure, but it has like so many mixed reviews as to if it can help or not. So I really just want to give people more of like something that can lower their blood pressure naturally, because high blood pressure is such a huge thing in America, and what better way to do that than natural? So if you find this helpful, go to your local store, pick these up. Like, this is 3 times a day, and I will tell you now, these things are horse pills. They're horse pills. They're pretty big. I have really big hands. Look at this. It's a horse pill. So what I recommend is, it says on the bottle, take 3 times a day. Once in the morning with your breakfast, once with lunch, once with dinner. And I find doing that very helpful as far as like lowering and sustaining my blood pressure around normal levels. Sometimes my blood pressure is like about 125, but other times it's like at about 122. So if you really want something to lower your blood pressure naturally, I would definitely recommend these 2 products right here. And if it doesn't work for you, go out, do your research, find what works for you. I only recommend these 2 because of the fact that they work, and there's so many studies backed behind hawthorn berry itself. So give it a shot. Let me know if it works for you. Put some comments in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel because I am really trying to get the truth out there for people who suffer with like such huge ailments that plague America, unfortunately. So leave a comment, let me know what you think about the extracts, about this video. With that being said, I'm gonna roll out. I'm about to head to the gym, hence the tank top, and I will chat with you later. Bye. I don't know. Okay, so just a little. Alright, so the reason I'm making this video today is because I want to shed a little light on the fact of Alright. So weird. Anyway.
This love's incredible.